Hey, welcome to the third tutorial on Ark mapping. This tutorial will specifically be in Gaea. It's external software that's used for, what's it called, making landscapes and stuff and masks. You can find it on their website, which I will pull up right now at which is quadspinner.com. This is where it is. You can use the free version where you go and click on download, and then you just go through the installer. I'm using a paid version, but you don't have to. It just changes the exporting size to be higher resolutions than 1K, but 1K is all you need. And I'll do 1K for this since it's more accessible for everyone else. And yeah, now to get on with the tutorial, I will start by creating a base landscape. So I'm just going to do it as like a little island thing. I'll probably do something where it's uh, two islands of having one here per se, where I'll just fill this in and it'll make a little painted area. And then here, do something like this. And while I'm doing this, you should do your own shape too if you want. Feel free to pause as you're doing this too. But now that these are done, what I do is click this button, the height remap, and then I lower this down a bit like that. And then come off of here and then click on this, search for erosion 2, and then I do this. I remove down cutting usually, and it ends me up with something like this. Now I can make this a bit taller, probably, like that, although that's a bit much. Just do it to what you prefer. Another thing I can do is increase the soften, and then that can make it a bit more smooth, like this. Then going off here, I can search for mountain, set the style to eroded, bulk low. That looks good. So now I'm going to take the transform node and then I'm going to click here. I'm going to right click, create a combine there. Input 1 into out and of there and then out here. Set the ratio to 1. The mode to add. Press F on this right here. So now it's pinned. So if I click off, it does that. So now what I can do is lower the scale and do something like this. I can move these around. So right here on this island, I'm just going to have one big mountain on it. Yeah, like this. And over here, it's going to be a bit of a desert-like area. So first what I'm going to do is save since it's not the best with not crashing. So I'm just going to do a name like Tuto map. Now it's saved. Now what I'm going to do is right click, mountain. This will be another mountain. I can double click the F button to remove the pin, and then I can do this, and then after that I can, now once this is here, I'm gonna set this to maybe strata. Yeah, strata works. Mess around with the seed. That works. Scale, lower it a bit. Height, maybe increase a bit. Like that. Now, transform. Actually, before transform, press the delete button to delete nodes. What you want to do is get something like terrace. I think fractal terrace is what I use to make something desert-like. Yeah. Yeah, something like that. Although I can switch this over to eroded maybe and see if it makes a difference. Yeah, it does. Just a bit difference. This one looks better, more desert-like though. So I'm just gonna create a transform node. And now create another combine node. And connect the two. Set the ratio to 1. Make it add. Press F to pin. And then move it down in scale a bit. Move the offset like that. And then put that somewhere like here. Now what I'm noticing is this is a bit too much in scale, so I'm going to lower this because there was a little edge there. Now I can try seeing if I can put this a bit bigger like this. Yeah. Now I can do something like erosion again. Press double click F. That's there. Now downcutting, lower that. That works. Now from there I can get sand. Since I'm going to make little dunes. So now get a draw. I'm going to press F on this. Now from the draw, I can paint a bit. So around here, I'm going to do this. Yeah, like that. I'll press F on there. Gonna increase the soften. Now press F again so it's not like that. I'm gonna create a combine. Set it to max in the ratio and then mode to add. Set this. So now it's gonna be like this, but now if I put this in the mask node, mask part of it, it'll do something like this. Now if I press F, I can see how this will change by going to the sand. I can change the chaos a bit like that. I can increase the height of it a bit like that. I can do this, which I don't know what it does exactly. Yeah, I think doing this should be good. Or something like that. Yeah. Now I can go over to this scale, maybe do something like this, or move it to like this so it's a bit more bigger dunes like that. I can change the direction, being like this or something. Yeah, this looks good. So now from here I can press F again on there. Now river. Since I took that out, now you can see river. So right here, the down cutting, I can increase that and it will lower the area that it takes. Or I can do something like this. Water. I can increase like this. I can increase headwaters to get a bit more water, I think, put around, or more rivers. This just makes little pathways pretty much, or rivers, I should say. And now from this, actually, before that, I can do that. Delete the rivers. I can add a C node. I'm going to skip the rivers node for now, or for this tutorial. I can set the shore size to like 0.2. And then I can get the shape of the island that I'm making. Made like this. I can I can increase the shore height. Variation I can change up a bit. Yeah, something like this. Now, here I can lower the height a bit. Like that. Yeah, this looks better like this. So now there's two islands. Now, from here, I'm gonna create a combine. Set the ratio to max. Oh, wait. One thing I forgot to do was get rid of the render surface like this. So now it's like that. Now I can go here, press F2 to rename, and then call this height map. And now from there I can press P and then convert to portal on the output part, and then I can save that. Now, water, I'm gonna create a combine. This will make a little wetness mask or something. Set that to there, and then call this wetness. And then manage portals, mark for export there. Or not mark for export, but I mean make a portal. Then I can go over somewhere. Oh wait, I can see what these look like. Okay, so now I'm gonna go over and take shore. Take this and make it what's it called? Combine. I'll call this beach mask. I'll make this into a portal. Now there's these. Yeah, I need to do this. Here I can now go over here, create a new tab. This will be some masks and stuff. So right here, I'll right click snow, and now press P in wetness. I mean, not wetness, I mean height map. So now you'll see all these snow areas. So what I can do here is have some snow be put on the map. So you see it's in the desert area, and you don't want that. So now what I can do is press F on there, right click, draw. Now I'm gonna grab here, and I'm gonna paint here. So now that that's painted, I'll do a little softness thing. And now snow map, I'll put that there. So now it only goes in this area. So that only the painted areas gets affected. So I'll do something like this. Now from here I can go out from here, combine, call this snow mask, and then create a little portal there. Set this to max ratio. No, I want to not use out from here, and I actually want to use snow. There. And I'm going to save that. Now, the next thing I want to do is get some stuff for like the grass and stuff. So now what I'm going to do is get a slope node, put to the height map in. Right now it's already set to something good for this. What I'm going to do is lower the fall off. Gonna lower the range a bit. Be more like this. Okay, now I'm gonna go here, make a combine, and from the input 2, I'm gonna put wetness. Doing this is, I'm gonna do this, then I'm gonna do subtract, now it's gonna do that, and then make another combine, put in input 2, I'll put beach mask, and then put the ratio to max, and then subtract, and now it's gonna show here. Now, as you can see, there's a lot of grass here, especially in there. You don't want grass there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the C node, and now I'm going to right click and make a draw node. In this draw node, I'm going to paint over here in the dunes. Actually, no, I don't need to paint in the dunes, but so on, damn it. This is what I mean by Gaea crashes a lot. So now I'm going to have to reopen Gaea. So now I'm going to go back to Gaea, and then open the file again. This is why I'm saving a lot. So now it's back to this. So now I want to go back to the, actually before that, before I go back to making that, I'm just going to get this done and over with. So right here, I'm going to rename this to June's P portal. So now there's a portal there too. Save. Now that that's pinned to this part, I'm going to first check this. That works. And okay, good. Now, from here, draw. I'm going to take the area that's not covered by dunes, and this is going to be filled in with some other stuff, like sand and rocks and stuff. Going to mix riverbed, sand, and rocks in this area. But, or just leave it as sand, actually. Yeah. So now from here, I'm going to fill this in a bit more. Increase softness, the soften. Now, from here, combine. This is going to be an input 2. It's going to be wetness. There. Now take off the pin, and now from here I'm going to set this to subtract. Add another combine. And I'm going to check if there's anything in here. I'm going to click Junes. Subtract. Good. And actually from here I'm going to rename this back to draw. I'm going to remove the out. From the out I'm going to do a combine. And in input 2 I'll put the wetness. And then another combine. And then, actually no, need it like this. Combine. Junes. Input 2 here, I'll replace and use this. There. This one right here is going to be seen as a mask. So this is the desert mask. I'll call this the desert mask. And this is the June's mask. Forgot to do it like this. Subtract. Now, mask. There. Now from here, I'm going to move these here. There. Now, save. Now back to the slope with to get the grass. I'll go here. Oh, before going to there. Decrease the fall off. Lower the range a bit. There. Now, in this node, I'm going to select wetness. Go here. Not screen. Subtract. Now, combine. Max ratio. Subtract. Now, but in here, I'll put beach. No, this is supposed to be subtract, not power. From here, combine. In here, I'll put Junes. Make this subtract. Forgot to make this plus there. Now from here, I'll make another combine. Set this to desert mask. And subtract. Now I'm going to save again, and what I see here is that it doesn't fully cover, so I'm just going to paint a little extra here. There. Now there's the grass mask, the snow mask, desert mask, and all those. Now I'm going to take this, duplicate it. In the in node, I'm going to go put height map, Now from here, I'm going to click this, the invert node, and now from here, it's going to make the cliffs mask. So here, I'm just going to do a little combine node to get rid of it from the dunes. Right here. And then put input 2, dunes. No, that's wetness. Dunes. That's power for some reason, so put this to subtract. There. Now, this right here, I forgot to name this. This is the grass. I'll just name that grass. This I'll name cliff. Save. Now, combine node here. No, actually not a combine. I'll take a draw. I'll click on here since it's the quickest. And then I'm gonna paint over uh, here for redwoods, I guess. Yeah, I'll just paint some redwoods here, like this. Now click here, there, it's like that. Soften. Now, combine. And from here, I'll take the wetness. So now it's removed from wetness. Once I do this, combine. And this will be the beach mask. And then combine. Take it away from snow. Actually, cliff is what I want to do. So what I forgot to do in these is set them to do this. Now in here, I'll put cliff and subtract. This I'll call forest. Save, and then output, save. Now this I'm gonna copy all these. This is gonna be the jungle. I'll have the beach mask put here, and then over here, wetness. Now in the draw here, you see it's like this. So now here, oh, I forgot to put in here, cliff. So now I'll pin that, then go here. This area is clear now. Once I press this X, it's cleared. So now I'll paint like so. There. Now from here, press F here. Now I'm going to do this. Now before this, I'm going to create another combine. Put in here the forest mask, and boom. What I forgot to do here was actually subtract, and then do this. There. Save that. Now, I'll take flow, put in the in, height map. I'll set something like auto level, and I'll raise the height map up a bit like this. This will be both. Uh, I'll do these for both of the. Yeah, I'll just call this flow. Now for flow here, I'll do. Yeah, I'll just leave this as flow. Yeah, I'll just leave it like that. That will be used for. I'll just use this one for fertility, sandiness, and rockiness. Now, going on from there, I'll go and take do the next thing. What was the next thing I have to do? Let me just check. And I think it's this one. Yeah. So this is that. Check this. Okay. Let me pause this quickly and alright, I'm back and I think I know what to do. So right now I'm just gonna make this where I'm gonna take, I think, well, first I'll save, then I'll go, I think, generative? No. Hmm. Beaks? Will this work? Yeah, I need to do this, then, yeah, this should work. Just make this inverted. Set this to precise. That should work. Something like this, yeah. So now I'll leave that like this, then I'll take a combine, and then from here, oh, actually, I think this is how it is. Yeah, so from here, take the combine for in height map, and then I think from here, height, yeah. Now, from here, I'll take the fall off like this. Make this inverted. Actually, no, that's not gonna work. Yes, this is it. I think I need to go here, combine, wetness. Do this, subtract. Yeah, now set this to a mask, and it should look like this. Yeah, like this, I think. Let me just check this again. And yeah, like that. Then from there, the next thing you do is not this, but then from there, say take this again, duplicate this, then in here, I'll put height map again, and fall off. I'll increase this a bit more. So then it does something like this, I guess, and maybe like that, yeah. So now RGB merge, I think. Put this in R, this in G, and this in B. I think that's what it is, or what it's supposed to do. Let me check again. Okay. Yes, I think that's it. Yeah. Okay, so this I'll call, um, what is it? I forgot what to call it. Okay. Detail map. Fog map. Okay, call it whatever your map name is, and then call it underscore fog map after that. Then I'll put this, actually no, remove that out. Then I'll save this one. Then from here, I'll leave it like that, and then actually, no, I'll go here and actually create a merge. This will be the, actually no, not a merge, but maybe a RGB split. No, no, not that. Something in the colorize, where I think it's the possibly splat. So for in one, forest, in two, maybe the, actually go here, paint, make a second one of these, or third I should say. This will be another combine right here. Then after this, I'll go and add this, do that. Then from here, call this swamp. Then from here, I'll put cliff, forest, beach. This is supposed to be a, what's it called? Jungle here. Then, where is it? Beach and wetness. Hmm. Okay. So from here, looks like it's missing. Yeah. So take this, make sure that's pinned like that. Open painter, clear, and then take around like this, probably. Yeah, and then from there, click on this. It's gonna be like that, so what I want to do is take away the wetness mask and beach mask thing, like this. Oh, no, oops. Right here, I'll press P and remove cliff thing from this. That should work. Just in case, I'll actually just remove this and this. I'll just do swamp like that. And then for this, I'll put swamp. And then in here, I'll put snow. And then for alpha, I'll put beach, I think. I'll click on here. Now, what will this make? It doesn't seem making anything. I think something's up with this. Whatever. I'll just do RGB mix. R is forest. G is swamp. And B is snow. Now right here it doesn't seem to be wanting to work correctly. So what I'm going to do is just put this, put a blend, set this to 0, save, and then this might work. No. Port 3 has returned bad or no data. Well, that's confusing. Huh. Right here isn't working. Now this is confusing. I'm gonna close this, save, open new, and then after that, click this again. There. That's why. Just need a refresh. Now from here, I'll take this. Actually, first I'll try seeing this if the splat works now. So for red, forest, green, I'll put swamp. B, I'll put snow. And then this, I'll put beach. There, that should work. So instead of that one, I'll put this one. This will be called two-toe map underscore water biome mask. And then next thing I'll do is get the landscape biomask. So for this, I'll make a merge, another RGB merge, and then here I'll put in B, I know I'll be putting snow, so I'll put snow. R is, what's it called? I think it's called, no, it's the beach mask, and then green. Uh, I'll put flow, I guess. And then, no, what I'm gonna do from here is actually not use flow, but instead I'll take the, where is it? Here. I'll do a combine, and then put, where is it? Wetness. Do that, and put subtract there. Flow minus wet, and then put this as an output. And from here, I'll put it to this instead, where it will be the new flow minus wet. And then this should be the biomask. So from here, call this your map name underscore LD underscore. Actually, no, it's LD underscore biomask mask, I think. Yeah, and then underscore whatever your map name is. Also, before you do that, actually, T underscore T underscore T underscore. There. Save, and now those are some of the main masks that aren't gonna be hand painted. This one, I think I can just use that one. No, this one will just be a hand painted one, I guess. Sent. Actually, no. I can do that in here actually, just to be faster. So another merge. This one will be for our forest. Green would be grass, or just actually, I'll do combine, which will be grass. No, not this. Actually, yeah. I'll go in the in, put grass. Then in here, I'll put cliff. These will be add. And then combine. I'll do another thing that adds, and it will be desert mask. And then another combine, and it will be, what's it called? June's. And then from here, I'll do one more combine, and it will be wetness. I'll increase this, and then subtract. Put that in for G actually, and there. Now B, I'll put in snow mask. Hmm. Okay, so that won't work. So instead, what will be done is find this first. So this I'll just call G minus. Put portal. And then for this I'll put a combine. This will be forest, and then this one will be G minus. Okay. What I want to do is remove. Okay, yeah, I think I know what to do now. So actually, we'll do that. Then from here, I'll do another combine. I'll put the wetness back in here. And then combine. I'll put forest, yeah. And then combine. And this will be snow. So right here, subtract. Here, subtract. Here, subtract. There. That should work for this. This is the fog biome map. This I'll call, what is it called? Okay. T underscore duto map underscore fog. Just put fog there so I can check then. Okay, now add underscore biome map. There. This I can set to none, none, and none again. Save. Now that's added. This one though, I'm pretty sure this one will just be done away, but I think I could do something like uh whatever it's called. Yeah. Okay, so this one I'll just do in separate images. So flow, I'm pretty sure we could just use this as the red, maybe. Let me see. I think so. Let me see. No, that one will just be made hand painted. Now, next thing to do would be world maps. So right here, I'll create another tab. This one will be, I think, texture. Yeah, texture. Texturizer, I think. Put in height map for here. Yeah, do any number of these. Think I'll do this one. I think this will work if I do something like this. Yeah. No. There. Flows. Slope and soil. I'll do something like this. There. Now from here I'll do this. Then sat map. This will be a very simple one that I'll do. I'm not going to do an advanced thing. But from here, oh yeah, I need to put into the in, not height map. I want to put the this one. Texturizer right here. And I'll put not that one, but no, not that one. Not that one, not that one. Yeah, I think this one would work. I think. Yeah, find a color that works for you. I'm just gonna do this color, the 032. That's my main grass. And then right here, I'll put in the texturizer again. This one will be, I think I'll do something like, I don't know, uh, maybe that. And then one last, just for special cases. Not special, just because, and I feel like it. Something like this. Yeah, something like this would work. And now we'll do combine this one and this one. And it will be, what I'm going to do is actually make another combine right here. This one will be dunes plus desert. It'll be an add. Or, yeah, an add. This one will just be a thing I'll call, what is it called? Main desert. And then in masks, I'm going to put main desert. This, and now it's going to look like that. Now from here, I'll make another combine. And I'll put this one. And then in mask, I'm going to put snow. Hmm. This one doesn't seem to work. Why? Actually, maybe it's a little thing with the thing needing to refresh. I'll try refreshing. And now with this, it should. Nope. It's upsetting. Do this maybe, and now put in for mask. I'll put the snow mask there. This I'll call T underscore tuto map underscore world map underscore flora. Now I'm going to just check the naming of it quickly in here. World maps. Okay. Just check this one. No, this one. Yeah. This will be adding an S to here quickly, actually. There. Now, here I'm going to take these two, duplicate. This one is going to be the rock one. So I'm going to take the texturizer and in here, texturizer. This will be a mask of Desert Main, I think. Yeah, Desert Main. And I'm gonna do something like this. Main rock is gonna be this maybe? No. Want it to be something, yeah, like this. That would work. And then here will be more sandstone-like rock. Once I find one that works, that is. If not, I'll just go for sand color. Actually, no. That would be weird using a sand color for it. No, it wouldn't, but okay. Yeah, I'll just use sand color. And there's the main desert. And this is the T underscore Tuto map. Oh, Tuto maps underscore world maps underscore world maps underscore rock. Here's going to be the sand. And this will be T underscore Tuto map underscore world map world maps underscore sand. This will be another main desert mask. Then here will be texturizer, and here will be another texturizer. Right here will be a thing like that. And then here will be a sand color. So I'm going to take some sand color from here. Yeah, this will work. And now soil is the last. Duplicate. And then right here will be a thing for the redwoods, which will be forest. And then there will be the duplicate, and it will be the texture rise, and then the what's it called? The other texturize, and then another texturize. And then make another one of these, and then it will be the desert. Actually, no. desert will stay the same as the other for this. So now I'm gonna go here. This will be the T underscore tuto maps, not map underscore world maps underscore uh underscore soil. Make sure these two are set to rock, and now find soil color that would work. This will probably work for that, and then here I'll do something like a red one, at least. It has to be a red one. Something like this. Yeah. Now it's going to be like this, with difference in soil color. So now that all these are done, click on all of them, go F3, 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 and F3. And now over here will be F3, 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 and F3, 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 and then F3 and F3. Now, one more thing I'm going to do, since I haven't already, is just take this. This is the main desert. So what I'm going to do is something like this, and it will be a combine between beach and that, which will be beach, and then main desert. I'll do this, add, and now another combine, and it'll be the, what's it called? It'll be, what is it? Wetness. This will be another add. This will be called beach sand. Now press F3. And I think one final thing I can do is actually no, we'll skip that one since it's a bit complicated to make. It's this one that I'm talking about over here. Actually, no, it'll be possible. I'll just move this over to here so I can see it. So over here, it'll be, what is it called? It'll be a, first I'll save, then here I'll right click, get a merge. Red seems to be this, so I'm going to take white. Then in here, height map. And then I'm going to do is something like this. Yeah. Now, after that, I'm going to take flow here. It's going to be this. I'll put it in here like something like this. And then another flow. This one's going to be different seed. It's going to be like this, and then right here it's going to be another height map thing. Try seeing. I forgot this. So another thing I need to do with these is get curvature and make this, and then I'll do an average thing for this. And something like this, I guess. Yeah. Now, doing duplicate, horizontal, move this up a bit more, and then height map. I'll grab a combine. These two will be added together like this. I'll take this, and what I'll do here is grab combine, set this to wetness, do that, and then flip like that, put that in here. This should do the trick. No. Right here is not what I meant to do. What I meant is another combine. Put this in like so. Do this. Subtract. There. Now put this in for this. Now what I'm going to do is make another combine. And now from this combine, do another add together like this. Another combine right here. Put it into the green, and then here I'll do this. From here, set that to that, and then subtract. There, this is what it makes. And I'll call this T underscore two-toe map underscore UW underscore grass mask. And now F3. Save. And I should have everything set up now for it. Yeah. So now what I'm gonna do is build at 1K like so, since everyone else will have 1K if you don't already use it. And then over here, I'll set all these to PNG 16 actually. PNG 16. Yeah, and now all those are there. So what I'm gonna do is press build, start build, press this, and now it's gonna start building. I'll see you back when it's done building. Right, it's done building for me. And now that they're made, it's gonna be over here in documents for me, Gaea builds. Yeah, it'll be documents, Gaea builds, and then over here has two-toe map. This is the first thing of it. So right here, it's got some of these. So if I can, there's nothing to rename for it, so rename. I'm gonna remove underscore out for all of these. So you're gonna want to do that too. Huh. Okay, so one thing that seems to have happened is the forest, jungle, and snow is out. It's not working, so I'm gonna do a refresh of these quickly since the build failed. So now that I notice this, there's snow, desert, forest, jungle, what? Okay, I'm just gonna build again and see. It shouldn't take. Okay, now that that's done building again, I'm gonna go back and check here. There, let's see. Okay, forest out isn't working. Snow mask isn't working. Jungle isn't working. And this is height map. Okay. So for some reason it's doing this, and water biome mask is like that too. Yeah, this is strange. Okay, I'm gonna try setting these all to PNG 8 and then set this to PNG 16 and build again. There. Now I'm gonna see if it changed a bit again. Okay, this is getting really annoying. So right now it seems to be doing this stuff. So like grass, it's looking like this. Hmm. Like if I go over to the jungle map, no, where is it? It's doing this when it should be doing this. Wait a minute. Hmm. Okay, I'll set this all back to PNG 16. And I'm gonna try previewing in 4K to see what happens. So this is what's happening in 4K. So I'm noticing is, even though it's going like this, it seems to be showing what it's gonna look like that. So I'm gonna try doing is lowering this to a point where it's not doing that. Okay, so I found the issue. And the whole thing's broken. Everything. Crashes seem to have messed up all of the drawing nodes. So now one thing to do is just repaint the draw nodes. Try and get it all fixed. So now, if it does this for you, you're just gonna want to do what I'm doing and repaint everything like this. Which is gonna be annoying, but it will eventually fix it all. So what I'm just gonna do is paint over all this stuff. So just get this all redone like this. And get just fixed up. So yeah. So now after repainting all of this, it's all becoming proper again. Okay, so now that it's all fixed up after fixing all the paint, after fixing all the draw nodes, I am going to press the export thing on it. So now I'm gonna build once more at 1K. There, now it should be fine if I look into here. Yeah, fourth attempt at the charm, they say. Except that one. Let's see. Where is this? Now it's interesting. Okay, I'll put that as 1. Save. Now build again just to see. It's done building, so now to check. I'm gonna go over to 5th. Okay, so that's not working, so what I'm just gonna do is change this to merge. Actually undo. Okay, well, I'm just gonna remake this quickly. RGB merge. R equals forest. G is womp. And B is uh, snow, wherever it is. Right there. T underscore uh, tuto map underscore water biome mask. Yeah, that seems to be bugged. So if I close this again and then open, something tells me that the draw bug is going to happen again, but that should fix it. Or good. Okay, good. It doesn't seem to have happened yet, so only one way to find out is if I press build once more and start build. Okay, now it's done building that, so I'm going to check here. Yeah, the bug happened again. So I'm just going to do the fixing the draw bug once more just because, yeah. Okay, it should be fixed now. So now if I go over to here and then this, it should be ready. Unless I forgot to press export on the other thing. Yeah. There. Okay, build again. Just hope for the best. Save, build, and then this. Okay, now it should be fixed. Yeah, there it is. All of these are finally done, and the only two that remain, or the only one that remains is the cloud map. So now to make that, what you want to do is go to, I think, any photo editor or something that you have. I'm going to go with GIMP. And in here, there's going to be 3 layers that I make possible. New 1024, 1024. For now, just to make sure it's correct, actually. If I go here, 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 what's the size? 256, 256. Okay, has to be a 256 thing. It's 256, but 256. There. Now, when I create this, it's gonna have that. I'm gonna delete this layer. It's gonna have, what is it? Red, green, and blue. And then open as layer, I'm gonna put the, what's it called? Where is it? Documents, not there. Gaea builds tuto map right there, and height map. It would actually be easier to just do it as this instead. Yeah, I'll just do it like this instead. That way it's easier to work with. So now if I do this open as layer, open, there's going to be that. And now I can create the layers of red, green, and blue. And if I check over here, it should have something like this now. Okay. So red, I'm going to take a brush like, uh, not that, to this, I guess, and have the paint color be red. To check, I'm going to quickly go back over here, 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 and there. Go back, 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 there. Now, if I go here and then check this, I think it's something like that, yeah. So I need to go to a not as opaque thing like this. Yeah, I need to use a different brush. This one doesn't look good for it. Yeah, this is better for this. So now what I'm doing is making little patterns for fog. This is when the weather's in foggy. This should work. Maybe make it a bit more like this on the edges. There, now in green, I'm gonna hide this now and then go for green, and it will be, let's see, green is the mid clouds. So I guess I'm just gonna do something like, let's see, lower the opacity a bit more, size a bit. Less. No. Okay. this should work. There. Maybe make some areas a bit more cloudy like this. There. Now blue clouds, they're gonna be the tallest. I'm gonna change the angle a bit here. They go around here. Yeah, that should work. Maybe get them little around the edges like this. Yeah, actually no. Okay, like this. That will be the mask. So now I'm gonna take this, delete this layer right here. Now I have all those. I'm gonna edit this one by changing the scale of the image to 256 by 256 there. Scale there. Export as into documents, Gaea, and then builds this one and this one. Check what this one's called. Okay. I'll call this one this. I'll call it t_2 to map underscore. Oh no, let's fog and fog map height underscore fog map. There. Now that one's created. So I'll export that to there. Set to the compression level to 0, like that. And then export. And now discard changes. And there it is. So now what I'm going to do is open the dev kit into the map and start organizing these into their own respective folders. Okay, now that I'm in the tutorial map thing again, I'm going to right click, create folder, call it assets. And then in here, I'm going to create a thing for environment, yeah. If I spelled it correctly. Pretty sure I did. Yeah. And I'm gonna make sure I'm doing the organization correctly, and I'm gonna check here. It's gonna be this. In here, and then what? Okay, there. Landscape in here, and now textures in here, and now from there I'm gonna grab these three, and this one, and this one, and they're all gonna go into here. I'm just gonna put them there for now, and now if I go over to assets again, can do clouds, weather as a folder here, and now I've closed this. Then if I go back over to the area with all these fun guys, there's gonna be this one, and this one to copy into it. And then if I go here, I'm pretty sure there's a thing in here for water. So if I go here, water, textures, and then this. So now if I go here and then put a filter of texture, now I'll have all of these. So I'm going to open every single one of these and put the settings they need in. Okay, so now I'm going to try finding the stuff for these. And it will be, wait, no, actually, I think so. No, okay, whatever. These can just be done later, as in later tutorial, because now these have all been made, pretty much. Which now means that most of the stuff is ready for the next tutorial. So yeah, hope this helped, and sorry about this being long, but yeah. See you in the next tutorial on setting up the map with UDS Island and setting up the landscape too.